Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Sunday episode of our daily stock market insights. And thank you to those who dropped their comments and requests in our YouTube channel and, of course, our Facebook page, plus the ones we have here in Instagrams. I was able to gather your requests, so I think this is very timely. Before the market opens tomorrow, we are prepared and we've already studied our respective stocks. Okay, so these are just my thoughts. At the end of the day, you will still be the person who will be deciding whether you will be getting in or out in these companies. All right, let's get started with PSCI. Okay, I feel that PSCI is just steady at the very near the support level at the moment. We are actually experiencing already that slight bounce from the support area, so I feel more positive in the current setup of our index. We're slightly higher than the support level that we have plotted here. Okay, so it looks like we are going to see some more upside here. I think it's just normal because it has been on a significant climb for the past how many weeks, and it's just resting right now and stabilizing within this range before it continues to create that second wave of a higher high. Okay, so these are your requests, guys. SECB was not included in my banking uh, specific analysis. Okay, so but overall, I'd have to say that we are still at a very, very cheap level for SECB, and I think this is one of the comments or requests from our friends in Facebook. No, in in YouTube. The person is for long term, and he wants to know what is my take on SECB. I would have to say this one has a strong, solid revenue for the first quarter of the year, as well as for the entire 2019. It was just a negative sentiment overall of the market that pulled the price down. But right now is actually at a very attractive stage for SECB because we just finished this dip over here and we're now starting to climb higher. It's just creating that solid support in this range. Okay. So if you would like to add more volume, it should be around 101 level, and you should be good. Okay. Next would be MRC. MRC interesting because I saw this last, what was it, Friday, I think. There was a good volume. I think this happened towards the latter part of, yeah, there you have it, latter part of the day. I think around 11:30, yeah. So it was doing sideways. You see this, the Bollinger Band. We're using, by the way, a Bollinger Band in our analysis here, our indicator. It's been very constricted for a long time already, and it started to trigger that upper band. And I'd say this is the beginning of a possible uh, bull run for this stock. But just in case, people will take profit because you know this is a secondary stock and it's easy to, I don't want to use the word manipulate, but it's easy to influence its price because first, number one, the number of trades here is not that high, and the price is really so small that anyone who has a big uh, volume there can make the price move right away. Okay. So what's good about what we've seen last Friday is that there was foreign buying that happened, but not that much. At least there's already a, this stock is already gaining the attention of international investors or foreign investors. Now, if they take profit, I'd say if you can haggle around 0.1540, that should already be a good entry price. But overall, I have more positive thoughts about this company considering that last Friday was a green engulfing candlestick. So more to see, more positive things to see in terms of performance here for MRC in the coming days. VLL. VLL is still testing your support area, which is around your MA20 line. We managed to break out of that, and so it's just stabilizing within this range first. So don't take any action yet unless you see a green, probably a green candlestick forming around the 3.84 and ends much higher than 390. So that's the safest way to treat this. For now, it might take without good volume, it might take some time before we can push the price higher. But overall, you're very near the bottom, which is here. It actually did that twice, and you have a bullish engulfing there. So while the price is just doing, when it does a double bottom and then your RSI is moving to the upside or slowly creating that momentum, pushing the RSI higher, then that means you are going to have a possible change in direction, which is really what happened here in this case. Okay, so what we're waiting is for it to create that stabilization or a green engulfing candlestick to be formed around 3.84, and that's the time we can say it's a good, it's already a good day to start investing or getting in. Vita. As for Vita, I'd suggest you stay calm. Don't take any action yet. If you're interested in this stock, don't get in yet, because I feel that it might revisit your MA20 line right over here, because we've seen this area. Actually, it could be here, right? 0.86 level. That could be your next possible drop there. It might retest that level before it goes higher, but it's already attempting to create that uptrend at the moment. So if it stops right there, then you can say that, all right, it's following this. It might follow that trend line. Let's see if it will respect that. Okay. So for now, use 0.86 as your next possible support. If it breaks that, the next possible drop is right over here. Just make sure that this line is not going to be broken, or it doesn't end outside of that yellow line at the bottom there. Otherwise, more declines might happen. But so far, it created that higher high over here, from this high to this high, and it's just resting to create another wave there. Now, for now, I think it will stabilize in the area where it is at right now. This used to be your resistance right here, and we managed to break out of that, and now it's retesting that previous support. So it might do something like this and then continue the price higher. 2.01 would be our support area. Nice. You have foreign buying already happening here. And overall, look at that. I think this, for long-term investors, they wouldn't mind 2.10 against 2.01. They look at the long-term possible return in their investment. But of course, we want to be conservative, because we want to get the best value out of, or best trade out of our best profit out of our trades. There you have it. FB. It's currently sitting at the MA20 line, which again could be a support, right? Just be extra careful when that gets broken or we end much lower than the MA20 line here, because in our Bollinger Band, the blue line over here is our MA20. I did not tinker with the settings. I just used the default, and I'm already used to that. So far, it's already also respecting it. One thing you need to take note of, if it breaks the MA20 line there, that's the trend line that we have here. Each time it reaches that level, there's a bounce that you can see here. Now, if it does not respect that anymore, then and if you already are profitable, so consider taking profit already, because if it breaks that, we might have some more declining movements there. So first area, if it breaks, okay, that's the next line it will challenge, because this used to be your resistance. There was a period that created a support here, and then we managed to break out of that and is trying to revisit that. It might do something like this if it will bounce in this area, okay, and then continue higher. Otherwise, next possible drop would be 60.02, 60.17. That is an area, okay. That's San Miguel Food and Beverage. What about URC? URC, I think, is just sitting at a possible support at the moment. This is the support that I see. This used to be a support, and then it's trying to retest that support level before it moves a little higher. So far, this is still at a good level to continue and start investing. Let me also create a trend line here. So that's your trend line. Let me see if it will. Let's follow this level. Remove this first. You see that this level, this point over here, is acting as a resistance over here. I can also use this and this, right? But at least with me prioritizing this level, this level is more conservative than really expect for the price to reach this high. So I'd like to use this as our trend line, and this is the support. And I think that it is already right at the support level, and it might continue to move the price higher. So the nearer you are to the 129.50 in terms of entry, that's a much better position. We are still at the 40 watt in our RSI, very healthy RSI right here, almost at the mid-range, so that's good. Let's take a look at ALI. ALI just also bounced. It's just stabilizing, doing sideways still here, creating a much stronger support in this area. So 35.55 is our support level. Now if it moves some more to the upside, I'd say this is your nearest resistance. So try to observe. If you want to do range trading, you enter here, you exit here. Otherwise, some people might also would like to wait for a breakout before they enter. So far, I feel that the possibility of it revisiting 35.55 is high. SMPH. SMPH. So far, it's still respecting your MA20 line over here. We see that. Yeah, use this trend line for your entries. Oops. Okay, use this as the nearer you are when entering this level, the better. But if it breaks this yellow line, then that negates our trend line, and you might already see a change in direction going downwards. But you are still very near an area of support that we're looking at. And at the same time, you're also sitting very near your MA20. So I think that's a good sign. The chances of it bouncing is higher compared to, of course, breaking our lower trend line here. And these were a little higher than the previous one over here for the past 4 days. And yeah, use 31.45 as your support then. June, oh, and there's also a scheduled dividend play here. So, and you have foreign buying. Sentiment is also into buying. So I think Monday could be a good, promising day for SMPH. MEG. MEG is having a difficult time breaking in this resistance. So I think it might continue to rest for now and then probably drop and revisit this level, this area, because we saw this. So it might it might retest this and continue higher. Okay, so that's the next support that we see at the moment. Okay, but then again, just continue requesting this stock so we can always include it in our daily insights. We can never really predict what the sentiment is for the day. It's, our movement is news driven. So far I'm only basing it on the current chart that we see. So it's kind of rejecting the resistance area, and most likely it will dip. Okay. SSI. As for SSI, still doing sideways, and we're still sitting at the MA20 line. So unless we see good volume here, the chances of it jumping its price or moving higher is a bit slow for this stock. Okay, you have 234 trades there, and you're also sitting at the support. So let's just use this as our support level. Okay, so good volume, that's all that we need. For now, I think it's already it's ripe and ready to move higher. We just need more people to show interest in this stock. It's just overall stabilizing in this range. So far, I have not seen any negative news about this stock. So for those people who are holding on to their position, I think you're just don't take any action yet. There's still some promising movements, but we just do not know when is the perfect time for this stock. CIC, I don't feel good here. You only have 31 trades, and it's triggering the lower Bollinger Band. And we all know that when it triggers the lower Bollinger Band, something to this effect, it continues the movement further downwards. And that's what's happening right now. From a constricted Bollinger Band, and then all of a sudden there was a breakdown in price. So chances are it will continue to drop. So be extra careful right there. If your loss is still very small, manage your risk, okay? Cut your losses early. AC, we're sitting at a resistance at the moment, but there was good volume, so hopefully it breaks that resistance and we have a good breakout play there. Okay, so wait for it to show some weakness first. If you're already profitable, wait for it to show some weakness before you exit, because sometimes there's what you call a breakout play. Okay, and with good volume that happened last Friday, there could be some more sentiment to the upside, but just observe. Okay. Interesting. That's a big number there. Cash dividend, a dividend offering of 3.46. Just take note of these dates. Okay. 18% drop in revenue. negative 23%. So so far, let us see where could this stock bring you. Okay, so that's your upside there up to 1,117. So I think okay. So there you have it. That's a resistance, guys. Okay. VUL. VUL currently is trying to well, this is the support that we see at the moment. This used to be a resistance here over here, but we managed to break out of that. So when we break out of that, it will retest that level and create a brand new support before it continues to move higher. 0.74 is our new support at the moment. So if you want to get in still, look at that. Amazing. Still very cheap level right here. 0.74 to 0.78, I think that's already a good entry price for those who are interested in this stock. Just take note though, I've noticed that there is just 50 trades here. So even if the position is really attractive, but if there's not much people who are engaging in it, chances of your orders to be executed right away will be very slim, even if the price is already within the range. So that's another thing to take note of. Okay, but if you are already in this stock, let's say you've entered right here, I feel that there will be more bullish actions in the coming days. So just hang in there. There's some more promising actions for VUL. JFC. As for JFC is currently sitting at a short term, okay, short term resistance right over here. So another example of there could be a possible breakout if foreign buying continues to happen, and we might experience a brand new wave here. The next possible resistance that we see would be around 183 there. So if signs of weakness come out by tomorrow, then of course it might drop again to your MA20 line. Okay, so depending on your objective, if you're just in it as a a trader, if you want to take profit, if you see a red candlestick forming by tomorrow, that's a sign of weakness. But let's say tomorrow it starts higher than 150, and then we're expecting some more bull run there. GTCAP. GTCAP is also bound to rest some more. Probably it'll drop at the MA20 line, 441 level. That's the next possible stop that we see, which is still very close, right? How many percent drop will that be? Around 6% drop. Okay, for those people who are going to invest in GTCAP, I think for them, they won't really mind. In between 443 to 474 would already look okay, would already be profitable position if they'll consider that. Look at this, right? Just look at 2019. From January to 2019 to this year. That's already a big drop in price, 50%, right? Because it even reached 1,000 over here. That's a 50% drop. Very big discount from the price before the pandemic. What about ore? Ore is stabilizing, but there's only 13 trades. That's the thing I don't like. It takes a while for this to for the price to push higher and faster because you only have 13 people trading it. So it might drop by a point or by 1 cent. Create that stabilization around 0.50 first before it moves higher. Okay, but if there's another stock you can try to trade, first thing to look at, of course, would be the volume here, the number of trades. Gear away from the ones with very low trades. TBGI. TBGI also stabilizing, doing sideways here, and we're still respecting the MA20 line being our support area. So that's the support level for those people who are interested. Take note there are only 29 trades here, but some also are are putting their or accumulating volume while people are not yet interested in it, so that when it's their time they have already established a good position. So this kind of position is more attractive to position traders. Okay, I'm actually more of a position trader, but um, between this type of stock and the stock that is more popular, I go to those stocks, especially those in the index, because movements, uh, it's more stable. I will not be scared even if my money will just sit there for a long time. Unlike this stock, I'm not really 100% sure of the fundamentals unless you have insider scoop of the next possible projects of the company. Okay, that's why some people are also interested in secondary stocks. LICH. This is the first time I've heard about it. Live chain. US stock. Okay. All right. So if this is the exact stock that you're looking for, well, I'll just review it then. I don't like the what I'm seeing here. It's a bearish candlestick, and plus the fact that it did a gap up. Chances are it will fill that gap. It will revisit that and go down and probably drop at the MA20 line there. What about ACR? Wow, Alsons. Interesting. There are 727 trades, but people might take profit. Okay, just be extra careful. People might take profit. One thing you can do here, and also it's already overbought. If you are still interested, go for a during the retracement. Probably that's when you start entering, and then I'm thinking it might even drop up to 1.18 level, because that was your previous support there. So people might take profit within the day and the price touches 1.17 before it soars higher again. So don't rush, okay? Because that's a 34.31% increase, and use a much faster time frame if you really want to trade this, okay? But this news over here could be the reason why the price is soaring higher. Full power plant operations. So I have not read this yet. Let us see. First quarter net earnings reached 310 million, up nearly 3 times last year's level as revenues jumped to full operations of Sarangani power plant in Mindanao. The Alcantara's listed holding company told the stock exchange on Thursday its total revenue rose by 2.21 billion during the 3-month period, 81.1 higher compared with. Okay, so the revenue really pushed the price higher there. So that's a good sign, right? But know that traders are in this trade and people will be taking profit. So wait for your entry. Time the market. If you want, you can use a faster time frame. HLCM. HLCM is showing a I don't like the current chart of HLCM. There was a price breakdown and we're continuously triggering the lower Bollinger Band. So we might see some more declines. Let's see when it touches 6.62. Hopefully it stops right there because your RSI is already giving us advanced signals as the price is moving downwards, right? Um, Price is also starting to show some momentum build up there. So I still see that it might drop further down, but let's see first if it will trust or respect this 6.60 because previously price hit this level and then bounced. That could also happen here. AGI. AGI might continue to drop and retest your MA20 as your support level. This is a bearish candlestick that we see. However, we've noticed a support in this level, okay? And of course, this is where your MA20 is, so it might go back to that area and then push the price higher when it reaches that level. In the meantime, just hang in there. I know you can get this at a much cheaper price. Tech. Okay, Tech is last Friday there was a gap up, but it filled the gap just on the same day, so it might uh, test the support level again, might revisit that, and then continue to push the price higher. So 8.17 is still our support level there. Has not changed yet. SMC. SMC also is sitting at the MA20 line, and tomorrow could be a make or break day if it starts or breaks the MA20 and pull the price lower, then it might drop to your previous low, which is 95.66. But two things can happen, right? Because this is your MA20 line, and we know that when we start moving higher than MA20, MA20 can act as a support level. So let's see. With 3.43% decline in the price last Friday, there could be a reaction, a positive reaction there. Okay, but just in case it breaks that level, the next possible drop would be 95.99. Overall, with business starting to operate again, SMC is one of the very stable companies in the country. So hopefully we will show some more recovery for this stock. Look at the drop it happened, or it did for just how many months there. So time to accumulate volume for the investors who are watching this video right now. Okay, so these are the stocks we have covered in tonight's session. Thank you guys for watching, and if you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're always updated whenever we have new videos, and you are most welcome to drop any comment that you like. I'm doing this because this is like a journal for me. This is like a group study for all of us, and try to go back to this video as well when the market is done, so we can validate which of our analysis is correct, and then we can get best practices and follow the thought process if you want. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and good night for now.